everyone, Mrs. Gerber here with another library lesson. Now we are nearing the end of our time together for library, so I want to make sure that we talk about the summer. Now you may or may not know that we always have a theme for summer library, a summer library program, and definitely the summer reading challenge. This year's theme is called Tales and Tales, so it's going to be an animal theme. So today we're going to do 3 different things here. First off, we're going to be talking about the Tales and Tales theme and who the featured illustrator will be this year. Secondly, we're going to be reading a story all about animal tales. And third, this is where you get to do the fun activity for your assignment today. You're going to imagine what it would be like if you had an animal tale and actually designing your animal tale today. Okay, let's get started.
Now let's talk about Tales and Tales, the summer library program for 2021. So first off, let's look at those 2 words. Tales, that means animal tales, and tales, T-A-L-E-S, spelled differently, refers to stories, like you may have heard fairy tales or folk tales. Those are actually called homophones, that they sound the same, but they have 2 different meanings. Let's take a look at some of the artwork here. This is one of the posters. And here's another one. So this one having more jungle type animals and farm animals, all those animals with tails, reading tales. Here's another one. Do you notice all the bright colors the illustrator used? How they're all reading books? And just a couple more artwork from this year. There's this one. And these ones look really different. Ocean animals in those 2 posters. Now, all of this artwork is done by a very famous author and illustrator. Her name is Selena Yoon. All right, let's find a little bit more out about Selena. Here she is as a little girl, and here she is today. So just a little bit more information about her. She was born as Yoon Ah in Busan, Korea in 1972. So that was her name at first when she was born. As a little girl, she grew up in a small rural town without a TV. So it talks on her website how she had to be very creative and use things around her to play with or make her own toys. When she was 4, it says she came to the United States in 1976 at the age of 4, and she was given a new name, Selena. Now she's the author and illustrator of nearly 200 books. And a lot of her books are interactive. They have like flaps and tabs and die cuts and even wheels on them. So she lives in San Diego, California right now with her husband, who's also an artist, and her 2 sons. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of her books. One of the series she has is the Penguin series. So here's a couple books from that series, Penguin on Vacation and Penguin in Pine Cones. Notice how it's that really bright, fun illustrations like the one she did for the summer theme this year. This is one of those interactive books. This one's called Pinwheel, and you can actually spin each page and see all those colors turning together. This book looked really different compared to her other ones. Notice that the colors are more muted in here, not as much. This one's called Be a Friend. And this is a Duck Duck Porcupine book called My Kite is Stuck and Other Stories. Now, summer library, when we're referring to the summer library program, it's going to be 2 things. So first off, we will have a summer reading challenge for 2021. You might remember this is what last year's looked like. So I will be creating a new one that you will have to complete. throughout the whole summer, and you will get a prize, a reward for participating in it. And we usually have some sort of celebration in the fall to celebrate those readers. And as far as a summer library program, you may have come to that before in the past. In the past, we've had about 6 different days over the summer where we allow families to come in and check out books and have fun STEM activities and challenges to do. I put TBD there. That stands for to be determined. We really don't know yet this summer what it's going to look like and whether or not we will have that program. So that's why I said more info to come. I'll be keeping you posted on both of those things soon. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and listen to an animal story and see what our activity will be for today.
If I Had a Tail by Karen Clemens Warwick, illustrated by Sherry Needeye. If I had a tail like a log afloat, a gray-green tail to help me swim, I would snap my tail like a cracking whip. I'd be an alligator. If I had a tail like a snuggly slipper, a beautiful, bushy, black and white tail, then I could scare a grizzly bear. I'd be a skunk. If I had a tail like a day-old pancake, a brown scaly tail shaped like my bill, then I could duck down underwater. I'd be a platypus. If I had a tail like a green speckled whip, so brittle it breaks when grabbed by a hawk, then I'd scurry away to grow a new tail. I'd be a lizard. If I had a tail that gripped like a hand, then I could go down a tree, nose first, or take a rest with my head hanging low. I'd be an opossum. If I had a tail like a colorful fan, with plumes that unfold to glitter and shimmer, sprinkled with ice watching you watching me, I'd be a peacock. If I had a tail tough as armor, a wraparound tail with spunky sharp spines, then I'd tie up to coral as dinner drifts by. I'd be a seahorse. Now you take a turn and imagine a tail. Just begin with these words. If I had a tail.
Here I am in Seesaw, so I'm going to go ahead and click Add Response. And you'll see this picture at the top. It says, if I had a tail. And you'll see a white spot right in here. Now in here, you can either draw a picture of you, or you can pull in a picture of you. And down here it says, if I had a tail, I would be a, and there's a blank text box here for you to answer. Now, I already took a picture of myself, so I'm going to head over here to the camera. And if I wanted to take a photo right away, I would hit that. But since I already have a photo in my camera roll, I'm going to go to Upload. And here's the picture of me. Click that green check for it to pull in, and then you can adjust it however big you want it to be. Now from here is where you get to start decorating your tail. So I'm going to click over to the pen tool here, and I'll start drawing mine on. See if you can guess as I'm drawing here. This animal has a very big, very colorful, I'll make it look like it's coming out the back of me here. And notice in my picture how I took a full body picture so I had room to put this tail. Yeah, this isn't looking quite how I want it to, but that's okay. I'm doing the best I can. Making all those little feathers come off. Okay, now I'm going to add in some blue at the top. And a little bit of purple. And maybe even a little bit of brown in there too. Have you figured out what animal it is yet? Did you say peacock? You are right. Peacocks are one of my favorite animals because I love all the beautiful colors they have on their feathers. So I tried to make a peacock tail there. All right, so now I'm going to head over to this text box and double tap so I can type in there and write in peacock. All right, there we go. So I took that photo of myself, I drew myself with the tail and wrote that word. So imagining if you could be any animal at all, what tail would you like to have? And you can even record here telling me why you chose that animal. All right, then click the green check when you're all done. I can't wait to see your tails.